Okay, hello. As you can see, I'm in bed. Okay. Uh, and this thought woke me up, so I had to say something. I think we try so often to change other people, and it's like, how come this person is this way? This isn't great. I wish they would change. And it's like, yes, don't we all wish this person would change to be exactly the way that we want them to be? But people are people. And you have to let people, be themselves. But I found that sometimes the best way to change someone else is to really just change yourself. And before you back out this video like, oh my gosh, that's a whole bunch of baloney, hear me out. Think about it in the terms of colors. Like colors of the rainbow, right? Like crayon colors, marker colors, like colors. Like, let's say the other person you're trying to change is blue, right? Blue sheets, okay? Blue. And let's say you're the color red, for example, right? You all come together, you always bump heads, it's not a good thing, but you have to keep seeing this person because you work with them or they're in your family, whatever it may be. You see them consistently. Maybe they're in the same friend group, whatever. And it's like, keep bumping heads. When red and blue come together, the colors themselves, they make what color? Purple, I think. So every time red and blue come together, every time you and this person come together, the red and the blue, you make purple. But then let's say you're like, I'm going to do some internal work on myself. I'm going to work on myself, be the best person I can be, do things to just thrive in the world and just clean myself up, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, right? Just clean yourself up. And in the process, maybe you realize, actually that red color isn't the core of who I am. That red color is a number of things. It's a mixture of things that people said to me that maybe weren't true, that I feel like I needed to accept as my truth. Maybe it is traumas, maybe it's life experiences, maybe it's just all this other life stuff. And after working on yourself, you realize, oh, you know what? I'm actually a yellow. So the more you work on yourself, the more that yellow pigment starts to come about, right? And let's say you keep working on yourself, and let's say you become a yellow, the color yellow, for example. Again, stay with me here, okay? So you're now the color yellow, so you went from red to yellow, and the other person that pissed you off, you don't like, is still blue. Blue sheets, right? They're still blue. Hopefully I'm not the person that pisses you off. If I am, I guess you gotta work on yourself. But when yellow, the color yellow, and color blue come together, I think that makes the color green, I believe, right? So you come together yellow, the other person, they're still blue. They didn't do any internal work. They're still blue. But now when you come together, you're now green. You went from purple when you came together to now green. So just you changing yourself internally, which change your color. Now whenever you connect with the person, the dynamic between the two of you is now different just because you changed your color in yourself. So if we connect things, other people, ourselves to colors, and realize if we just change our color, even if the other person doesn't, that will still create a new dynamic within a relationship. And I'll tell you this, I've noticed to myself, there's been a number of things I've worked through and worked on. And I've noticed how people shift and change in the way they talk to me. But it's not like they did any work. I'm the one that's doing the work, because now when we come together, the dynamic is different. It's now a different color. So it seems like, oh my God, maybe they've changed. No, it's just the dynamic has changed because I've changed. And you know what? That can go the other way. Like, from one dynamic, from it being like bad, quote unquote bad, to good, right? Because you changed. You change. The dynamic can also go from good to sometimes bad. When you realize that you're no longer in harmony with the other person. You know, if we think about it in regards to music, right? Music, oh my gosh, when all these different instruments and sounds and notes come together, right? They come together well, they're in harmony. But if a note changes or something's different or if it doesn't really match, right, they're not in harmony anymore and they sound different. So sometimes in life, we can be in harmony with someone, but then when we do our own adjustment and changing, we're no longer in harmony with them. So sometimes the relationship goes sour, it goes bad, you're no longer connected because you are now vibrating at a different frequency, different harmony. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're at a better, higher frequency or better. It just means that it's different, right? And they're in a different, obviously different place. Again, because you change yourself, the dynamic changes, which then makes it seem like the other person has changed, but it's not. It's just the dynamic has changed within itself when these two, you and this other person, come together, which makes it seem like all this stuff has changed. So realizing, long story short, I'm gonna go back to bed after this because I'm sleepy. If you want to change someone, change yourself. But then you might be asking, Kadeem, how do I change myself? How do I change what others can change? There's a number of videos on this channel that you can listen to and watch, which will assist you in that change. I suggest any of the videos that mention how to get rid of emotional distress, emotional turmoil, how to get rid of how to get rid of fear and uncertainty, anything that says emotional release, some sort of exercise, like those videos will help you release things so you can clean yourself out and adjust your vibration so that maybe the dynamic with someone else will change. So that maybe they don't seem too bad after all, because you're the one that's changed within yourself. Okay, anyway, I'm sleepy. So thanks for listening / watching. Okay, good night or good morning or whenever you're watching this. Bye.